this is Michael Redmond, and I am presenting comedy by my friend Luke and myself, but he's not here right now, so I am just going to present this real quick. Our project is comedy, as I have stated, and our essential question to this project is, how does comedy affect the average human? And we will be answering this question through at the end of the video, but to first, understand the question, we have to figure out or understand these certain things. And one of them is why we laugh. And that's very important, as you can probably see. But here it is. When we hear the punchline of a joke, our brain reacts by sending an electrical charge through our brains. That hits a nerve, most likely in the cerebral cortex, causing us to laugh. Comedy and our mood. This is another very important thing because our mood affects who we are, right? Yeah, so comedy essentially lightens or brightens our mood. This is shown through several studies, one of which I'm about to tell you of. Researchers at West Chester University discovered that students with a sense of humor used it as a sort of coping device and were more likely to have a positive attitude. Okay, so the next one is how people look at comedy. And this, depends on the person, and it's very important to, how people or the average human looks at comedy, and so that, it depends on this, on how it affects them, of course. So, have you ever said a joke that a lot of people laugh at, but there's at least one person who just sits there not laughing? The reason why this is because the people who find the joke funny have a brain that is pretty sensitive to comedy, which means that there are people who don't laugh as much as others, but decide that it's a good joke anyway. Okay, next, the ups and downs of comedy, and this really affects the person and how it affects your behavior. I mean, that's just like mood. Like, those are the two things that people notice. Yeah, so a ton of people think that comedy only does good things and makes everyone feel better. But it can sometimes not help. There's been a study that showed people that are always trying to be funny have a bigger chance of getting in trouble, as opposed to the people who are very serious have a less chance, of getting in trouble. So also you may have heard that humor is the best antidote for every single illness on this planet. But that really isn't true because, you see, humor or comedy reduces stress, or at least for short-term, stress, and stress kind of boosts those illnesses, so you can, kind of see how many, or how comedy is a medicine, I guess. Next one. This is the fun one. So, what material is funny? And this affects how a person's going to laugh, how everything. And so here we go. There are lots of different styles of comedy, but there are only a few. Here are a few ones you may have heard of: irony, parody, satire, farce, and anecdotes. So you guys may know what some of those are, but if I'd be happy to answer questions about them if you want. By the time I'm actually showing this video to you, I might not know the answer to some of them, but if you want, you can just ask me at the end of the presentation. Just that. Okay, but moving on, we have prepared a short video for you that we think is satire comedy. So, here we go. So there you go. That was that. I hope you thought it funny. And yeah. Okay, so here's the point where we're answering our question. So how does comedy affect the average person? Well, because of the research shown, we cannot conclude that there is a single definitive answer, but we may conclude that it depends on the person you're questioning. So, in other words, there really is no, definitive answer. It's original for every person. But again, thank you for your time. And one more thing before you go, try to be fun. Nice. So this is bibliography. Like I said, this bottom site or this bottom source is the one that I got how materials that are funny. So if you want to copy that down or something and look it up, you can. Thanks to Windows Movie Maker, Prezi.com, and Screencast-O-Matic made this all happen. Once again, thank you so much, and see ya!